Alright, let's look at the homework 4.7, problem number 9. Alright, so we want to know the distance with the observer, between observer and the screen, so that, or the painting, the wall, and so that the viewing angle is the largest possible. Alright, so let's do that. Alright, so this is going to be, so that this is the distance, x. Right, so we want to somehow express theta in terms of x and h and d, of course. Right, so one thing we can do is I'm gonna just look at the big triangle. That's a right triangle here. Then this angle, I'm gonna call it theta 1. Right, so since we want to involve the opposite and adjacent, we can use tangent. Right, so we have a tangent of theta 1 is equal to, right, opposite over adjacent. So opposite is h plus d, adjacent is x1. Oh, sorry, no, x I meant. Alright, so in order to find theta 1, we can take the arctangent of both sides. You get theta 1 is equal to arctangent of h plus d over x. Right, and to do the same thing with the smaller angle here, I'm going to call it theta 2, and then tangent of theta 2 would be the same way. Opposite is d over adjacent is still x. Then we can take the arctangent of both sides, so we can find theta 2, which is equal to arctangent of d over x. Right, then the theta that we are looking for is simply the difference between theta 1 and the theta 2. Therefore, we can have expression arctangent of h plus d over x minus arctangent of d over x. Alright, so we can take the derivative of this theta function. So we're going to look at the theta prime of x. So derivative is done with respect to x. Alright, so arctangent, so this is going to be, alright, so 1 plus h plus d over x squared. Right, then take the derivative of the inside function, so it's going to be a negative h plus d over x squared, right? Minus, same way, arctangent is 1 plus, we have d over x squared, right? And derivative of that is negative d over x squared. Right? Since I don't like having a bunch of fractions inside a fraction, I'm going to multiply top and bottom by x squared. And here, I'm going to multiply x squared. Right? So that way, we don't have to see a bunch of fractions here. So it's going to be equal to, let's see, on top you have you have negative. Oh, actually, maybe I'll put it in front. You have a negative, right? You're just going to get h plus d, right? Then you have x squared, right? Plus you have h plus d squared, right? So here's a minus minus, so it's going to be plus d on top. Then we have x squared plus d squared. Right, we have that. Then we want to set this guy equal to 0. So well, why don't we do that? Set this guy equal to 0. So we're gonna get, let's see, I'm gonna just move this term over to the other side. Right, you're gonna get this. Right, d over x squared plus d squared is equal to h plus d over x squared plus h plus d squared. Alright, then I'm gonna just multiply all out, so like a cross multiplication, and let's see what happens. So I'm gonna multiply both sides by the denominators, so x squared plus d squared, and also x squared plus h plus d squared. Right, so you're gonna get this. I'm gonna actually go up here. Alright, so this is gonna give us so d times that, so dx squared plus, alright, d times, I guess I'm gonna go ahead and multiply this out. This is going to be h squared plus 2hd plus d squared. Alright, so you're going to get d times h squared would be dh squared. D times 2hd would be plus 2hd squared. And let's see, then d times d squared would be d cubed. Alright, so we have that. And then multiply this guy by that, so you're going to get, let's see, hx squared plus hd squared plus dx squared plus d cubed. Alright, let's see if we can cancel a bunch of things. So we cancel, let's see, d cubed on both sides, and anything else. So we have dx squared on both sides. Alright, then you have, let's see, h, so there's hd squared. There's a hd squared, so I can cancel one of them at least. Alright, and I think that's about it. So we have this guy and also that guy left over on the left, and we have h x squared. Alright, so I'm gonna divide. Everyone seems to have h in it, so I'm gonna divide through by h. You're gonna get the dh here, plus we're gonna have d squared here, h is cancelled out, is equal to x squared. Alright, so you take the square root, so we're gonna actually, I'm gonna right, take the square root, so it's a plus or minus. We're not looking for a negative value, so about square root of, I'm going to pull out the d and h plus d. Alright, so it's going to be a positive square root of d times the quantity h plus d. Alright, so let's type it in. Alright, so we got the square root of h times, oh, actually, is that h? Let's see, yeah, d times, sorry, d times h plus d. Alright, so let's submit for testing. Alright, it came back and looks like we got this one correctly. Alright, that's it. I hope that this was clear.